In the world of Naruto, most battles are decided by jutsu battle techniques that can be anything from inconvenient to earth-shattering. While most fans know the basic facts about jutsu, like that they're divided into genjutsu, taijutsu, and ninjutsu, with a sprinkling of other categories like kenjutsu, or the fact that they utilize different kinds of nature-based chakra, there are plenty of little-known facts about jutsu worth learning about. For example, you might not have known that Sasuke's Chidori was based on myth about a samurai who used his sword, Chidori, to save his own life by attacking a thunder god inside a bolt of lightning. Then there's the fact that the Nara clan's signature shadow jutsu wasn't created for battle at all. It was designed to help them hunt deer. Number 1. In Naruto, trying to summon an animal that you haven't signed a contract with will result in being teleported to that animal's location. This is potentially useful if you need to get there anyway, but it's likely to annoy the animal in question. In Boruto, things changed. In the new series, trying to summon a creature with no contract will simply result in failure, not any sort of teleportation. It's not clear why this change was made. Number 2. According to the manga, it's impossible to throw a Rasengan because once the user lets go of it, they stop channeling chakra into it, and it falls apart. But in the anime, that limitation doesn't seem to exist, as he's seen doing exactly that. Number 3. According to Shin, the main villain of Naruto Shippuden the movie, Bonds, there is a way to perform the 8 Gates technique without causing irreparable harm. By using his body revival technique, he can heal himself constantly with dark chakra, allowing him to negate any damage caused. But if he loses control of the dark chakra, the backlash could be fatal. Number 4. Most Mangekyo Sharingan techniques eventually wear out the user's body and cause their eyesight to deteriorate. This means that no matter how powerful the user might be, their abilities have limits. This isn't true of Obito's Kemei ability, which allows him to teleport back and forth into a personal dimension. He seems to be able to use it without limits. Number 5. Kimamuro's Kekai Genkai Shikatsumayaku allows him to manipulate his bones and use them as weapons. In the manga, his bones rip through his skin and make him bleed. In the anime, things aren't quite as gory. Tiny holes open up in his skin that allow the bones to pass through without incident. Number 6. Kirin, one of Sasuke's most powerful lightning release jutsu, is named after a mythical creature. The Kirin is a gentle being who appears in areas that are led by someone who is wise and kind. Its voice sounds like musical scales, and it's capable of walking on blades of grass without damaging them. It can live for over 1,000 years, and is considered one of the most divine creatures of all, even more so than the dragon. Hurting one or even coming across its body is bad luck, and it's been known to severely punish human wrongdoings. Number 7. Tsunade's strength of 100 seal jutsu allows her to store chakra in a purple diamond on her forehead, then unleash it in a burst of power whenever she chooses. The thing is, storing that much chakra is wildly dangerous for ninja in combat, because most people don't have enough left over to use for everyday jutsu. Tsunade can handle this because of her vast chakra stores, but when she taught the jutsu to Sakura Haruno, she had to find a workaround. Sakura managed to divert a portion of her chakra back into her system, which meant she was still able to fight despite practically running on empty chakra-wise. Number 8. Wood release allowed Hashirama to create and control wood. While it's a versatile and powerful jutsu, it isn't supposed to include one of Hashirama's other noteworthy abilities, regeneration. His regenerative ability healed all of his injuries. Every attempt to replicate would release using Hashirama's cells also replicated his regeneration ability. They also stopped needing food or water to survive. It's not clear whether the reason is that researchers couldn't pinpoint the differences between which of his cells were responsible for which ability, or because the two abilities were somehow connected. It's also not known whether Hashirama was similarly able to survive without sustenance. Number 9. One's own life reincarnation is a powerful kinjutsu that Cho uses to heal Sakura, and ultimately to exchange her life for Gaara's. She's the original creator and the only user, because the technique was banned for humanitarian reasons. Cho didn't create the technique in order to heal people. She created it to bring puppets to life. Specifically, she hoped to give life to the puppets that were created from Sasori's parents. Number 10. When Minato invented the Rasengan Jutsu, he based it on Tailed Beast's signature move, Tailed Beast Balls. Though different in many ways, both are compressed balls of chakra that are used to strike a target. Number 11. There are many Kyogai Genkai that exist in the world of Naruto, that is, jutsu that combine two different forms of nature-release chakra, and are typically only used by people from certain clans. But there's another category called Kyogai Toda, which combines three forms of nature release, and only has one known example, dust release. Dust release combines earth, wind, and fire to create a cube, or other three-dimensional object that pulverizes everything inside of it. It has only four known users, Oniki, Mu, Ku, and Keiko. Number 12. The name Chidori has a literal meaning, 1,000 birds. While it is meant to sound like its namesake when used, it was also inspired by a myth about a samurai named Tachibana Dosetsu. He owned a sword called Chidori, which he used to survive being struck by lightning. He did this by cutting the thunder god from inside the lightning bolt. After that, he changed his sword's name to Lightning Cutter, or Reikari. Number 13. Most jujitsu seem to require eye contact in order to be able to work. Shisui's powerful genjutsu Kodayama Tsukami appears to be an exception. This was shown when Danzo used the move on Mifune without taking the bandages off of his right eye. Number 14. Gentle Fist is the fighting style used by members of the Yuiga clan. It could be based on two different real-world martial arts styles. The first is Bagwazang, which is a Chinese fighting style that focuses on circular motions and momentum. In Japan, it's called Hakusho. The second is the Touch of Death, which involves causing extreme damage by targeting specific pressure points in the body. Number 15. What happens when a Byakugan user and a Sharingan user have a baby? Though this hasn't happened yet, and is far less likely to happen after the Uchiha massacre than it ever was in the past, Kishimoto did say that if it did happen, the child would be born with one Byakugan and one Sharingan, rather than a new Jujutsu that combines the two. Number 16. Naruto often takes inspiration from figures from the Shinto religion, and it's very apparent the jutsu used by the Uchiha clan. The two creator deities, Izanagi and Izanami, have a sun goddess daughter named Amaterasu. Amaterasu was once married to the moon god, Tsukuyomi no Mikoto. Meanwhile, Susanoo reigns over the sea and storms, not sure why that one wasn't a water-release jutsu. Number 17. Though the Nara clan has used their signature jutsu against enemy ninja in a variety of creative means, it actually wasn't created for battle purposes. Instead, it was created in order to keep deer still so that they could be hunted for their antlers. Number 18. Because of the high number of people Gaara has eliminated through various sand-based jutsu, the sand that he manipulates smells like the blood it's absorbed. However, the scent might not be strong enough for everyone to detect, as the person who pointed it out is Kaiba, whose sense of smell is dramatically enhanced. Number 19. Because of how flashy it is, it's easy to forget what wind release, Rasen Shuriken, is actually doing to its targets. It doesn't just deal obvious physical damage, though it does plenty of that. It actually rips apart the targets on a cellular level, permanently destroying their chakra pathways in a way that can't be healed by any form of medical ninjutsu. Essentially, anyone who is subjected to this dangerous move will never be able to use any other jutsu again. Number 20. Using the Flying Thunder God technique, Minato can instantly teleport to any location that he'd previously marked with a special seal. He incorporated his seal into his wife Kushina's tailed beast seal, so that he could instantly teleport to her side. Do you agree with our lists or did we miss something? Write it down in the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe.